some 25 years in one of Her Majesty's prisons, had thrown him down a flight of stairs, breaking his leg in 2 places and fracturing his skull, later leaving him for dead in a back street. Most men would have died, but not Jack Brady. The priest was called, the last rites administered, and then the surgeons took over, and the nurses and physiotherapists, and in 3 months he was back on duty with a barely perceptible limp in his left leg. The same, but not the same. For one thing, he was noticed to smile more readily. He was still a good, tough cop, but now he seemed gifted with a new understanding. It was as if through suffering himself he had learned compassion for others. The girl painfully signed her name at the bottom of the typed statement sheet, and he helped her to her feet and nodded to the woman PC. "You'll be all right now, love. It's all over." The girl left, sobbing quietly, and Miller came in holding a teletype flimsy. "Don't waste too much sympathy on her, Jack. I've just heard from CRO. She's got a record. 4 previous convictions, including larceny, conspiracy to steal, breaking and entering, and illegal possession of drugs. To cap that little lot, she's been on the trot from Peter Hill Remand Home since November last year." He dropped the flimsy on the table in disgust. "We can certainly pick them." "That still doesn't excuse what Masek did to her," Brady said. "Underneath that surface toughness, she's just a frightened little girl." "Sweetness and light," Miller said. "That's all I need." He yawned, reaching for a cigarette. The packet was empty, and he crumpled it with a sigh. "It's been a long night." Brady nodded, applying a match to the bowl of his pipe. "Soon be over." The door opened and Masek entered, escorted by a young probationer constable. The Pole slumped down on one of the hard wooden chairs at the table, and Miller turned to the probationer. "I could do with some tea and a packet of cigarettes. See what the canteen can offer, will you?" The young constable went on his way briskly, for Miller was a particular hero of his. Nick Miller, the man with the law degree who had made detective sergeant with only 5 years' service. All this and an interest, so it was rumoured, in his brother's business that enabled him to live in a style to which few police officers were accustomed. As the door closed, Miller turned to Masek. "Now then, you bastard, let's get down to it." "I've got nothing to say," Masek said woodenly. Brady laughed harshly, and there was a heavy silence. Masek looked furtively at Miller, who was examining his fingernails, and said desperately, "All right, so I knocked her around a little. Bloody little tart, she had it coming." "Why?" Brady demanded. "I took her in," Masek said. "Gave her a place to stay, the best of everything. Then I find her sneaking out at 2 in the morning with my wallet, my watch, and everything else of value she could lay her hands on. What would you have done?" He sounded genuinely aggrieved, and Miller picked up the girl's statement. "She says here that you've been living together for 5 weeks. Masek nodded eagerly. "I gave her the best there was." "What about the men?" "What men?" "The men you brought round to the house every night. The men who called because they needed a woman." "Do me a favor," Masek said. "Do I look like a pimp?" "Don't press me to answer that," Miller told him. "You've kept the girl under lock and key for the past 2 weeks. When she couldn't take any more, you beat her up and threw her out." "You try proving that." "I don't need to. You said you've been living together as man and wife." "So what? It's a free country." "She's just 15. Masek's face turned grey. "She can't be." "Oh, yes, she can. We've got her record card." Masek turned desperately to Brady. "She didn't tell me." "It's a hard, cruel world, isn't it, Masek?" Brady said. The Pole seemed to pull himself together. "I want a lawyer." "Are you going to make a statement?" Miller asked. Masek glared across the table. "You get stuffed," he said viciously. Miller nodded. "All right, Jack, take him down."